Hello everyone. I am Pooja Patle, Assistant Professor Tulsiramji Gaikwad Patil, College of Engineering, Nagpur. Today in this session, we'll see the introduction to software testing and its concepts. So, what is software testing? Its principles, its testing phases. So, we'll see in today's session. Software testing. So, software testing is a process used to identify the correctness, completeness, and quality of developed computer software. Software testing tests the product whether it is work fine, whether it is functionally alright or not, whether it is satisfies the users or client's expectations or not. So, software testing is defined as an activity to check whether the actual results match the expected results and to ensure that the software system is defect free. So, it is the process of executing a program or application under the positive and negative conditions by manual or automated means. Now, what it checks while testing, what it checks. So, it checks for the specification, functionality, performance. Why software testing? Why it is important? Why we go for testing? So, software testing is important as it may cause mission failure, impact on operational performance, and reliability if not done properly. So, for an example, an airplane crash. It is the failure of the system, it is the failure of the software, we can say. So, this kind of things should not be happened. For that, software testing is very important. Effective software testing delivers quality software products satisfying users' requirements, needs, and expectations. Who should test? Who does software testing? It may be a developer or it may be an independent tester. So, developer who understand the system but will test gently and is driven by deadline. Independent tester must learn system but will attempt to break it and is driven by quality. So, testing is done by the developer, tester, project lead, software tester. Now, what is an error? What is an bug? What is a fault, a failure? So, what does mean by it? Bug, fault, and failure. A person makes an error that creates a fault in software that can cause a failure in the operation. By this example, you will understand the link between the error, fault, and the failure and the difference between them. So, an error is a human action that produces the incorrect result that results in a fault. A bug, the presence of error at the time of execution of the software is known as bug. Fault is a state of software caused by an error. Failure is a deviation of a software from its expected result. It is an event. So, this is the error, bug, fault, and failure. A person makes an error that creates a fault in software that can cause a failure in operation. So you may relate the terms error, fault, failure, and the difference between them. Who is a software tester? Who does the software testing? Who is the software tester? So, software tester is the one who performs testing and find bugs if they exist in the tested application. Any error, any bugs, any fault, whatever come up with the product. So a tester makes sure that the product should be error free, bug free, fault free. So software tester is the one who performs testing and find bugs if they exist in the tested application. Not only find the bugs but also fix it. The testing team, program manager and QA lead. Program manager, so the planning and execution of the project to ensure the success of a project, minimizing risk throughout the lifetime of the project. It is the responsible for writing the product specification, managing the schedule, and making the critical decisions and trade-offs. So it is in the program manager, the planning and the execution. Also, he is responsible for writing the product specification, managing the schedule, and making the critical decision trade-off. Now, QA lead. So it is a coach and a mentor which leads the team. So other team members to help improve QA effectiveness, to work with other department representatives to collaborate on joint project and initiatives, implement industry best practices related to testing automation, and to streamline the QA department. So this is all about the program manager and the QA lead as a testing team. Also, in testing teams, there are test analyst, lead, or test engineer. So, test analyst is responsible for planning, developing, and executing automated test systems, manual test plans, and regressions test plans. So these are the responsibilities on the head of the test analyst. Identifying the target test items to be evaluated by the test effort, defining the appropriate test required and any associated test data, gathering and managing the test data, that is collection of the test data, evaluating the outcome of each test cycle. It should be make sure that here the test analyst makes sure that each test cycle should be evaluated. The test engineer, writing and executing test cases and reporting defects. This is done by the test engineer. Test engineers are also responsible for determining the best way a test can be performed in order to achieve 100% test coverage of all components. So these are the responsibilities on test engineer and test analyst. Importance of testing in SDLC. We'll see here the SDLC cycle, but first we'll see that when to start testing in the SDLC. So here requirement analysis, design, coding, testing, implementation and maintenance. Testing starts from requirement phase itself. So here, as you can see over here, the testing life cycle. Project initiation, system study, test plan, design test cases, execute test cases, whether it is manually or automated, report defects, regression test, analysis, and summary report. This is the cycle of testing, that is, testing life cycle. Now, test planning. Here we have to plan for testing. A test plan is a systematic approach to testing a system, that is, software. The plan typically contains a detailed understanding of what the eventual testing workflow will be, by which path a tester should go for testing. So, the plan typically contains a detailed understanding of what the eventual testing workflow will be. So, this is the test plan. So, this is all about the basics of software testing. Here we'll see the principles of testing. Okay, so principles of testing. So, testing of software is exceptionally imaginative and an intellectual task for tester to perform. It is an imaginative and an intellectual task. So testing of software of or application pursue some principles that are mentioned over here. So these principles also play a significant role for software tester to test a project, and they are: software testing can help in detecting bugs. Yes, it does. Testing with effectiveness is impossible. Early testing, defect in clustering, software testing in department, context dependent, error free or bug free is a myth. So these are the principles of software testing. I hope you all understand. Thank you so much.